Hello, friends. Welcome back to Dark Souls. So, Firelink Shrine. All kinds of really awesome shit here. Kind of the, you've made it to the tutorial. Let's figure out what the hell you're supposed to do with yourself kind of a thing. Nice place. First real level, when there's no enemies here. Safe haven. I forgot to mention in the previous episode, I made the character... I don't know if anybody cares. I chose Thief class, obviously. I almost always go with that. Even though the Pyromancer is honestly the best class to start with to do anything. Lots of treasures around here. Because he starts at such a low level with relatively decent stats, so I think he can get the best stat layout towards max... Like, he can max out everything first at the lowest level, so he has to spend the least amount of souls. We'll collect stuff first, and then we'll go talk to NPCs. That being said, I just really like playing with, one, the black leather armor set because it's so awesome, and two, because stabbing things, backstabs and parries are the easiest way to get through the first part of the game. Like, by far. It's not even a contest. I mean, it might not be the most enjoyable thing to do, but it is definitely the easiest. And to be completely honest, doing this... You know, just two-handing a knife and just constantly stabbing bosses is probably one of the more enjoyable ways to kill a boss. At one point in the past, I had done a vlog, and I just used the background of me killing Sif with a knife. It's fun. I don't know why. I'll probably level it up. I'm going to be looking for a swag sword, though, because I've never done a run with it. And I've been hearing from a reliable source that it is fun as hell. So, deserving of its name, the Swagus. Ow. I heard if you hit the skeletons with a heavy attack, they fall over. Okay, that's not good. No, stop that. Turn around, lock onto the skeleton. And do the thing. Alright, hit you with a heavy attack. That didn't make you fall down. Can I get a backstab? That is funny. But you all come back to life, so I'm not super interested in what you're selling today, sir. I'm gonna go up here. This is the wrong stairs. There's the crow. Hello, crow. Seriously, though. I mean, it's a very big thing. There's a giant crow up there. The one that carried you in the cutscene. I've missed it. I've gone through the area and completely skipped over it because I'm like, I gotta go kill stuff. Gotta play a game. Go fast. Ugh. But I mean, like, this is giant-ass tree. And there's grass, lots of grass, coming out of the goddamn side of the mountain, I think. You know, castle shit. And this is an olden shrine. I would have loved to have seen what it looked like when it was first erected. But this is where they're commemorating Firelink, and as it turns out, it's sitting... I mean, you go straight down here. There's a trapdoor under the water. To the Lord's... The Firebase and place where you place the Lord Vessel. Wow, it's been a little while. Giant crow's just hanging out. Kind of a hint with his little nest up there that he's still relevant to the game. So yeah, it's a cool place. Fascinating. It's also kind of like the hub area where all of the other NPCs show up at some point. There's a couple of shortcuts that bring you to the area. It kind of all interconnects. Although, honestly, that's a strong point of the entire game. The level design's amazing. Hello!
Well, what do we have here? You must be a new arrival. Let me guess. Fate of the undead, right? Well, you're not the first. But there's no salvation here. You'd have done better to rot in the undead asylum. But too late now. Well, since you're here, let me help you out. There are, actually, 2 bells of awakening. One's up above in the undead church. The other is far, far below, in the ruins at the base of Blight Town. Ring them both, and something happens. Brilliant, right? Not much to go on, but I have a feeling that won't stop you. So, off you go. It is why you came, isn't it? To this accursed land of the undead?
Oh, you Crestfallen. His armor's kind of interesting. It's just straight up chainmail. So yeah, that's the tutorial is done. There's your mission. You don't get no hit markers to go on with the killing and the zombies. It's just, hey, remember that guy that died and gave you those Estus flasks? He told you the wrong story, because he's an idiot, and clearly is not the chosen undead because he died. Actually, as it turns out, there's two. Gotta go ring him. They do something. Video game, right? Just fucking... I love that. You just plop down, and the player character is the one who decides that they're going to be so motivated that they want to go and ring the bells. Not because they care about anything, just because it's a game. And yet that's why the undead guy is doing it. At least we've got to assume that's why our player is acting the way they are. Are we the player, or the player motivated by their own motivations?
Ah, your face. You're practically hollow. But who knows? Going hollow could solve quite a bit.
I love that line. Ah, your face. It's kind of burned into my memory. There's this little YouTube video of this guy who mashed together a bunch of the voice lines and noises from the game to make music, and it turned out beautifully. And that's just kind of one of the lines of the chorus. I can't not separate I can't. I will link the video in the bottom in the description, because it's a great, you should watch it.
What? Restoring your humanity? Well, there are a few ways to go about it. Collect it bit by bit from corpses. Or you can butter up a cleric and get yourself summoned. And the quickest way, although I never do it, is to kill a healthy undead and pillage its humanity. Coveting thy neighbor is only human, after all.
I love that. Although I'd not do it, which is, clear direction that he has done it.
What are you looking at? Don't try anything clever. You might regret it.
I love that. Hey, you want to stop being hollow? Well, how about you go and kill somebody who's got humanity? Not me, you fucktard!
What? You want to hear more? Oh, that's all we need. Another inquisitive soul. Well, listen carefully then. One of the bells is up above in the undead church, but the lift is broken. You'll have to climb the stairs up the ruins and access the undead burg through the waterway. The other bell is back down below the undead burg, within the plague-infested Blight Town. But I'd die again before I step foot in that cesspool.
Okay, so there we know he's clearly not. He's an undead because he's died, and he's killed somebody to take their humanity, presumably, because he's not hollow. Yeah, and I love that. He's like, oh, another inquisitive soul, get the fuck out of here. It kind of gives you this feeling that he's literally telling the story of, you know what, I have no reason to hide this information from you. Let me share it with you out of the get-go. Go ring the goddamn bells and get out of my face. It's kind of, I got a feeling he's used to it. Because he got stuck at Blighttown, right? That's kind of what he's saying here. And he doesn't want anybody to have to... He doesn't want to deal with it. He's just kind of fed up with life. Actually, I think that's all of his dialogues. He's done with the tutorial.
Bloody hell, what is it now?
Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
Ask too many questions.
Shut up! Yeah, that's it. So, I've always been ridiculous. Yeah, that's a word. About how the stats work. So you can go to your stat screen, right? And you can press to look at what everything is. It gives you a little description. And this is so, it's kind of out of the way. There's a help option here. You can use it, but unless you're actively looking for it, then you're never going to find it. And, you go down in humanity. Number of black sprites within one's bosom. Symbolizes human nature and determines item discovery and resistance to curses. So we know what humanity, as a stat does. And all we have to go on about how to raise it is the fact that there's a line separating it from the rest of the stats. And as we'll find out later, we burn a humanity, the number in the upper left-hand corner goes up. So it's just kind of almost trial and error. You have to figure out what you're doing in this desolate place because we're not getting to explain it to you. You could reverse hollowing, but we have no humanity to burn. I mean, it's all kind of there's no explanation as to how this game works, and you're just thrown in, and you just gotta figure it out. So I don't know if they put it in here intentionally or in retrospect, or if it was to give us, the hint. But he explains what humanity is in a very not breaking character sort of way. You're still in the world. This is humanity in its very visceral sense, but still kind of gives you a hint as to how the game mechanic itself works. Which it's such a brilliant way to present everything. I love it. This is why this game is my favorite, because it's not a game. It's a tabletop RPG that has been gamified. The stats and everything are there in the form of your stats screen, but you can still roleplay the fuck out of your character, and you don't have to worry about anything in the game breaking the fourth wall. It is, except stupid ragdoll physics. Whee! It's a pot! And there's a piece way over there now. And who are you?
Hello there. I believe we are not acquainted. I am Petrus of Thurland. Have you business with us? If not, I'd prefer to keep a distance, if possible.
I wonder what that line means. I think I figured it out. Does he just have my pedigree is higher than yours, you stupid, filthy undead. If you don't worship the queen, then you're a heathen. So it's just religious affiliations? Is that it? You don't like me because I stab people in the back and steal their money?
Hello there. I realize that I have requested that we retain our distance. But I also want you to know that it is not meant in ill will. Here, take this as a token of peace. No, go ahead. It's for you.
Oh, thanks. And then he says that, and it gets me thinking, hey, actually, maybe he's just trying to protect the princess, because that's what he's here for. It's his job. So maybe it really is in no ill will. He does give us this, which could mean one of two things after we find it and read the item description. Coin made of copper. Its face shows Old Man McLough, god of medicine and drink. Even coins of great value in the world of men have little value in Lordran, where the accursed currency is souls. Wow, I'm going to get better at reading. Those who dream of returning to the outside world are fond of carrying these around. So that means either he's fond of the outside world, so he's been carrying them around, and he plans on returning. Either he's not undead, or he's one of the undead who's just kind of, hey, we're not going to send you to the asylum because you're still useful to us. Or he's given up on the idea of returning back, so he's just kind of offloading his stupids to us.
Oh my, you again. Oh, I know. How about this? I have to await my companions here anyway. So what if I were to teach you some miracles? Would that please you? That is a shame. But each to their own. Speak to me if you have a change of heart.
Well, see, according to my stat sheet, I'm nearly an atheist. I believe in God 11 points.
Oh, hello. What is it? Have you changed your mind?
Only to hear your dialogue options, sir.
Very well. Then first, a covenant with the gods.
Oh, thanks. Look at all these former covenants I'm abandoning. That's another thing. The whole art style for this is all like what I would imagine if I was playing a tabletop RPG. It's kind of why I'm enamored with it. All the lights, effects, and stuff. It's like Morrowind, but nicer. I don't know.
Now let me share my miracles.
It's old,
Only their
but in good taste.
effectiveness will be determined by your efforts and your faith.
And there it is again. It's just straight up telling you, hey, in a real sense, your faith determines the power of your miracles, but literally, your faith stat determines the scaling of your miracle spell attacks.
My companions are Milady and her young knights. She is young, but burdened by an undead mission. We are her defenses, to keep her from harm.
They're actually kind of, ridiculously strong. Also, there's this weird thing where if you backstab them or parry them, they don't take much damage from it, and I don't know what that's from. Your weapon needs to be a certain damage percentage to break through their armor. Their armor is just more powerful than your weapon. Some mashup of stats I'm not quite sure of. I'm not the guy to sit down and read all the books to make sure I know what's going on. I just kind of hit stuff.
An undead mission? Regrettably, I cannot share that with you. But You are my pupil. Perhaps if you show your faith.
I love that. We're just gonna do this now because apparently it scales with your level, and I want to hear what he says. But it's funny, you have to pay him to.
Very well. I can surely tell you.
I wear my faith on my sleeve.
Undead clerics are given a mission to seek kindling. Kindling is the art of feeding bonfires with humanity. Through kindling, we shall one day be granted magnificent powers.
Right, of course. So kindling, gameplay-wise, that just gives us more Estus flasks. It makes the fire bigger so we can fit more fire in our flask. And they're seeking a rite of kindling, sort of. It's kind of a little hint towards the fact that it exists, and they're headed towards the catacombs.
Very well.
And he's done. All right, let's get his gesture. I love that. It's not prayer. It's whatever. I'm here because I have to be. It's my day job. Fuck off. And that's it. We can look at his miracles. We can read about them. I don't really care. Actually, I kind of like this one. Great miracle cast by advanced clerics. Return to the last bonfire rested at. Would normally link to one's homeland. Only the curse of the undead has distorted its power, redirecting casters to a bonfire. Or perhaps for undead, this serves as home. Which couples with...
Come again.
Yeah, you already told me that. Kind of couples with the homeward bone, which is a fragment reduced to white ash, returning to the last bonfire used for resting. Bonfires are fueled by the bones of the undead. In rare cases, the strong urge of their previous owners to seek the bonfires enchants their bones with a homeward instinct. So, I mean, it's, obviously gameplay mechanic, and then the description for why it works, but it's just, that's always fascinated me, the fact that the bonfires are built on the undead. So, linking the fire produced the bonfires, which means that linking the fire produced the undead. So, the undead came first, because their bones are the ones that had to burn in order to create the fires. And on top of that, the homeward miracle, which is praying to the gods for something to happen, results in something specific for the undeads as opposed to the humans. It's warped. So, how much of that is intent and will and spells? And spells has always weirded me out. It's like, who created these rules? I say words and things happen, because I believe. Anyway. Relatively short episode today. Well, I mean, not short. I'm not quite sure how long I'm going to make these. Let's actually go talk to the Firekeeper really quick. But, I want to, keep it to an area, blocked off. I'm going to do towns at a time, areas at a time, kind of a thing, progress through them. Obviously, cut up chunks and parts and pieces, but... yeah, look at all that talking we just did. So glad that I did that. Anyway, Firekeeper, first introduction to that, because it's just straight up... she's silent, in a cage, won't talk to us. But we can reinforce our Estus flasks. Anyway. Thanks for watching, friends. Look at all of the magical progress we made. We're going to head up to Undeadburg in the next episode. You have a good one.